Well, hi, glad you made it back. So let's jump right in. If you are paying shops or dealerships to tell you what is wrong with your truck, you are probably wasting money without even knowing it. And here is why. Every year, regular drivers lose thousands because they don't understand the truth behind recalls, engine failures, and what actually applies to their vehicle. Today, I'm giving you information that the dealerships will never volunteer. If you own a Cadillac Escalade or you are thinking about buying one, this can save you a lot of money right now. And this message is especially important if you drive a 2008 Escalade, because the headlines going around are confusing a lot of people. If you are paying a shop for simple repairs, you are leaving real money on the table every single year. I am going to give you the real facts that dealers do not explain. You are going to understand what the recall really covers, what it does not cover, and what matters for your Escalade today. I am going to break this down cleanly with no guesswork and no rumors. This is information for regular drivers, and it is going to save you money. Before we dig in, picture this. You turn the key on your truck. Everything seems normal, but you have been seeing video after video about blown engines, connecting rod failures, safety risks, and huge GM recalls. Then you look at your own truck and you start thinking the worst. What if the same thing can happen to your Escalade? What if your engine is part of this? What if there is danger and you do not even know it? That worry is what is driving millions of views on these videos. But I want you to stay calm, because the truth is different from the noise. Here is the interesting part. The number one topic in the community right now is the 6.2 engine recall from GM, a recall that involved almost 600,000 trucks and SUVs. Cadillac Escalade owners, especially anyone driving a 2008 Escalade, listen closely, because this involves the GM engine recall and the 6.2 engine problems everyone is talking about. Now here is the problem. People are mixing up different engines and different generations. They think every 6.2 is the same. They think that if a 2021 Escalade can fail, then the 2008 model is also in danger. But that is wrong, and understanding why will save you time, stress, and possibly thousands of dollars in unnecessary inspections. Let me give you the clear version. The 2008 Cadillac Escalade uses the L92 engine. This is a completely different design from the newer L87 engine. The L87 is the engine involved in the massive recall that GM announced back in April. That recall covers model years 2021 through 2024 for several trucks and SUVs, including the modern Escalade. Here's the part that most people do not understand. Your older Escalade is not in that recall. It has never been in that recall. And there is no document from GM or from the safety regulators that says your L92 engine is affected. But the online confusion is happening for a reason. And now I will explain the twist that has owners worried again. A new round of reports came out that regulators are still investigating the failures linked to the newer L87 engines, and new reports of engine failures involving vehicles outside the original recall window have emerged. This information comes directly from GM Authority, which reported that the safety regulators opened a new review after receiving additional consumer complaints from people who said their engines failed even though their vehicle was not in the recall group. That is why you are seeing the topic come back. That is why there is a new fear online, and that is why people are once again asking if their older Escalade is in danger. To help you understand this clearly, the official GM recall PDF lays out exactly which newer 6.2 engines have the defective connecting rod and crankshaft parts. It lists the affected model years, the mechanical symptoms that trigger inspection, and the steps GM requires dealers to follow, including full engine replacement if the unit fails the test. And here is the important part. That document does not mention or apply to the 2008 Escalade because it uses a different engine not included in the recall. And even if your vehicle was part of the recall, the replacement engine you receive is built from the same design family, which means you could still end up with an engine that carries the same underlying weaknesses that caused the recall in the first place. Now, let me expand this even more, because this is where people get confused. When an automaker issues a recall, it does not redesign the engine. They do not build a brand new version of it. They simply install a replacement built to the same specifications that already existed. So if the problem came from a design flaw and not a single bad batch of parts, the replacement engine can still have the same vulnerability. This is why, in many recall cases, you see repeat failures later on, not because the dealer did something wrong, but because the root cause never changed. This is important for you to understand because some viewers think that getting a recall engine is an upgrade. It is not an upgrade. It is a replacement built from the same pattern. For the modern L87 engines, that means the risk still exists. For the older L92 engine in your 2008 Escalade, that design is separate, older, and not connected to the problem family at all. There is also a class action lawsuit that was recently filed against General Motors over this same engine problem. The lawsuit claims GM knew about the defect years before the recall, failed to warn customers, and kept selling the vehicles anyway. These are allegations, not proven facts, but the document explains exactly why so many drivers feel like they were left in the dark. I am putting the official court PDF here so you can read it for yourself and make your own judgment. I want you to have real information, not rumors. You can look at every page and decide for yourself what it means. And if you want to read it later, I am placing the full PDF link at the bottom of the description for your convenience. But now let me bring everything back to reality. Here is what actually matters for your 2008 Escalade. None of these new complaints involves the L92 engine. There is no official investigation that includes your engine. And there is no mechanical link between the modern manufacturing problem on the L87 and the older generation L92 design. They are not the same problem. They are not the same materials. They are not the same failure pattern. You are safe from the recall issue, but this does not mean your 2008 is perfect. This is where the real money-saving part of the video begins. The older Escalade generation from 2007 through 2014 has known weak points. They are not part of the recall, but they are real problems that cost people money every day if they do not understand them. So let me give you the real list. First is suspension wear. This generation of Escalade is famous for air ride suspension issues. Compressors fail. Rear airbags leak. Ride height sensors become unreliable. People spend thousands at dealerships when many times an independent shop can fix it for much less. Second is door handle and latch problems. These trucks are known for plastic door handle mounts, cracking and breaking. Third is wheel hub bearing wear. They tend to go out earlier than expected for a luxury SUV. Fourth is oil leaks from age and mileage. Not dangerous, but easy to ignore until they grow. Now let me add a fifth point that is often forgotten. The electrical system on this generation can show its age. People sometimes think their battery is failing, but in reality, they have corrosion inside the ground strap or poor connections inside the fuse block. Many times a shop will try to sell a battery, an alternator, or even a starter when the real issue is a bad connection that takes 5 minutes to clean. If you know this, you save money. If you do not know this, you get upsold. These are the things that really matter for your Escalade, not the L87 recall, not the modern engine defect, and not the online panic videos that mix every 6.2 into the same danger zone. Last week, a friend of mine reached out to me. He heard about the new recall online, and he thought his engine was going to explode. He was ready to sell the truck at a loss. But after I showed him the PDF recall and broke it down to him, he realized his model was not part of the danger group. He took the money he was going to waste on inspections and instead put it toward fixing his suspension and repairing a slow oil leak. That saved him real money and gave him peace of mind. That is the power of real information that this channel gives you. This is what the dealerships do not want you to understand. They make money from confusion. They make money from fear. When a recall hits the news, they know people start thinking their older vehicles are part of the same wave. They know people start coming in asking for inspections, checkups, or diagnostic tests. And if the service writer senses fear, the price goes up. That is why I want you to operate with control, not panic. Knowledge saves you money. So here's the bottom line. If you drive a 2008 Escalade, you are not part of the modern recall. You are not in the danger group. Your engine is not under investigation. And the failures you see in the headlines today have nothing to do with your model year. Stay informed. Check the real common issues for your generation, and do not waste money chasing a problem that does not apply to you. That is how you protect your wallet and keep your truck on the road. If this video saved you money or helped you avoid a bad repair, hit like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss the information that protects regular drivers. And remember, the thanks button at the lower right is there if you want to support this channel and help me keep giving out real information that saves people real money. Every contribution helps the mission and keeps this channel alive for everyday drivers. If you learned something today, hit like, subscribe, and share your experience in the comments. This is Not So Fast, helping you keep more money in your pocket and reminding you to stay sharp, stay informed, and never get pushed into a repair. Okay, well, for now, thanks for stopping by, and I hope to see you at my next video. Bye.